3, 2, 1, go. In the previous 2 5-minute weekly videos, I talked a lot about how to make your bullet journal setup faster. So things like using layouts you're familiar with, using stencils, that kind of stuff. I do of course have some additional tips today, and the first of which fits really well with the 1-page weekly I'm setting up here. Having your weekly layout take up less space is also a good way to make it take up less time. You'll also see that a significant amount of time in this setup, and the ones that follow, is dedicated to switching between different pens. So like I mentioned before and in a previous video, limiting the number of supplies you use for the setup is another way to make yourself go faster. So here we go, you can see a nice 1-page weekly. We have a to-do list here down the side, boxes for each of the weekdays, and then the weekend at the bottom. Flipping on over though for our next idea. And getting started in 3, 2, 1, go. Another thing that can help your setups go faster is having a good understanding of how to divide your page into different sized sections. Having worked with the art and olive journals for a little while now, I know off the top of my head that if I want to have 7 equal sized sections running down the page, those will need to be 5 rows of boxes tall. If you didn't want to have to retain all those different sized divisions in your head though, you can always set up something like a grid spacing cheat sheet to help you out. Done. As you can see, to get the spacing on this one right, I did have to leave some space at the top. Ideally this would be used for some kind of a header, so if you had an additional 20-ish seconds, you could probably put that one on too. For the sake of completeness, I'm going to go add one in. And the header I went with took approximately 30 seconds to write in, so maybe a 5-minute 30 spread. But as you can see, we have a space for each day of the week, a to-do list section over here, and then a space for events, or what could be a meal planner, or whatever you want really. Flipping on over for our third idea. And getting started in 3, 2, 1, go. As you've seen in the previous layouts, ruling lines can be time consuming, as can making sure you have your divisions for your daily boxes equal. Something that can help with this is the Alistair method for task lists, where you have an initial for each day of the week running along the top of the task list, under which you can denote when things are getting done by putting your bullet under the relevant initial. On this layout I do still have sections for each day of the week, but I don't put in any dividing lines just to further help save time. So on this one we have a space for the events for the week, a space for a meal plan or meal log for each day, and then a space for a running to-do list with the Alistair method. A lot less line ruling on this one, which does help to save time, but flipping on over for our next idea. And getting started on this one in 3, 2, 1, go. Another way that you can save time on your layouts is by using stickers. But as a disclaimer, for this to actually save you time, you need to be the kind of person who doesn't and ah about where your stickers are going, like I do. Sticker work isn't really my forte, so to get this layout looking probably a little neater, I would have liked to have a bit more time than 5 minutes. But stickers can be a really quick and simple way to add decoration to a spread that's otherwise kind of plain. So as I mentioned, I'm not the best with stickers. I get a fair bit of sticker anxiety, never really know where I want to put things down. But as you can see, we do have a space for each day of the week, in amongst all of these little flowers. We also have a space for notes and a space for a to-do list. There is a larger space here that probably could be used for something, maybe another little note section, maybe a little habit tracker or something. Or possibly even something like a mini calendar if you had a little bit of extra time. Flipping on over though. And getting started in 3, 2, 1, go. I don't know about you guys, but when I'm setting up a weekly layout, I typically spend a decent amount of time just thinking about how much space I'm going to have for each day. Some days can be busier than others, and I don't like to feel like I've wasted space. A layout like the one we have here can be a good solution to this though. So essentially having a smaller space for everything you want to note down for upcoming days, for instance events or appointments, and then the rest of the space is dedicated to daily checklists, where you write out the header for each day only after you've finished with your list from the previous day. This means there won't be any wasted space, and it also saves you time in your initial setup. So at the top we have space for your daily planning, and then at the bottom there's a space to write down notes for upcoming days, events, things like that. We also have a mini calendar on this one, which is always slightly more time consuming than other elements. But to give you a feel for what this page would kind of look like when it's done, I'm just going to go and add in some daily headers. For this style of layout, you wouldn't actually set these up at the start of the week. You might just write out the first one, and then once that day was over, put in the next one. But just so you can see how it would look. And then you'd write out all of your Monday tasks, and at the end of the day you'd put in Tuesday. And then all the tasks are Tuesday, at the end of Tuesday, put in Wednesday. While I'm writing those headers in though, question of the day for you, how long does your starter week planning typically take? I've worded it in that way because we don't necessarily all use weeklies, so let us know if you do or don't when you answer. Because my start of week planning also involves my weekly reset checklist, which takes about 45 minutes, that process is a little bit longer. In terms of my weekly setups though, I've actually been trying to do those all at the start of the month, and that task batching process does make it take less time overall. Hopefully you guys found this video helpful or at least just interesting. If you did, please do make sure to give it a big thumbs up, and be sure to subscribe to my channel for more on planning, productivity, and personal development. Until next time, bye!